Celtic fans view. Absolutely fantastic game of football today. Celtic have just beaten Newcastle United at Celtic Park 4-0. Absolutely brilliant. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Before the game, I think I was a bit concerned about the team, and I'll be honest, I thought that Celtic may have struggled against a far superior and more expensive squad. But it has to be said that these Celtic players and Brendan Rodgers knows what it's like to just turn up and prove a point. A lot of the English fans do call Scottish football the Farmers League. Well, I tell you one thing, this bunch of Celtic farmers have just sent Newcastle United heading back down the road with their tail between their legs. They may be the richest club in the world, but I tell you one thing, they don't have the fight, they don't have the desire to turn up. And before anyone says it's a pre-season friendly and it means nothing and all the rest of it, listen, Newcastle fans who turned up to Ibrox last season when they beat Rangers were not saying it was a nothing game then. This was a game that had to be won for a trophy. Celtic have just won the Adidas Cup for the first time, and it was a fantastic result, fantastic game. I don't think there's one player that you could put a question mark against today, which is unbelievable to think that there's not one player. Maybe Marco Tilio doesn't have the physicality that he needs to compete in European football. It's maybe the only downside of the game, that Marco got taken off after coming on and then going back off. Johnny Kenny, what an absolute... I mean, you've got to be there. The ball... I mean, let's talk about the goals in order, first of all. The first up was obviously Arne Engels scoring from a penalty. He gets taken down in the penalty box. He takes the penalty. Absolutely fantastic for him. 11 million down the drain. Arne Engels scores again. Next up was Johnny Kenny. Even with all the horrendous passing out from the back that Kasper Schmeichel was doing in the first half, towards the end of the first half, he's seen Johnny Kenny take a run at the end of the defenders. He kicks the ball out, knowing that their goalkeeper would have to come out and head the ball. The keeper comes out for Newcastle, goes to head the ball, mistimes it, misses the header. Johnny Kenny slips round the back of him and side foots the ball into the back of the net to send the Celtic fans delirious, going in half time at 2-0 Celtic. And then in the second half, Dyson Maida comes running down the wing, cuts inside to the box, crosses across to Yang, who was coming in from the other corner of the wing, and Yang slides the ball into the back of the net on the 52nd minute. After a half-time change where Newcastle United had made 11, or was it 9 first-team players they brought onto the second half to try and change the direction that the game was going in. There was only one thought in Celtic's mind, and Liam Scales secured the victory. Yes, Liam Scales secured the victory with a cross ball in, a sublime crossing from Kieran Tierney. This was the reason that we brought Kieran Tierney back to Celtic. It was for crosses like that, and for big Scales, for Scales to just come floating in, smash the ball right into the back of the net. It was absolutely beautiful football. Beautiful. There was at times in the first half we didn't get it all our way. Newcastle United set up really well when Celtic were coming at them. They set up in 2 straight lines, hoping that Celtic wouldn't be able to break through. It took Celtic about 10 or 15 minutes to get into the game. Let's not deny it. It was about 20 minutes before we really were looking like we turned off the respect mode. I think our players and some of the younger players that were in playing from the start were maybe giving them a bit too much respect. I think that Anamura was maybe giving them too much respect. And I think that once we kindly got that out of our system and we started playing the way that we want to and the way that Brendan Rodgers wants us to be playing the football game, yes, at points there was too much passing side to side, and I think Brendan Rodgers must have had words with the players saying, cut the fucking side to side stuff out, because that's not what we're about. And when the players started believing in themselves again, when they started believing in themselves, when they started putting bits of attack in, it was only going to, well, we didn't think it was going to go one way, but it did, and we're over the moon. And to the English fans out there who say, yeah, it's just a farmers league up there, it's shite. We've just sent your most expensive and most... who needs money, eh? Brendan Rodgers will definitely need money. Brendan Rodgers will have interviews with the media after this. He will obviously be asked the question about transfers and the way that Celtic will be going over the next couple of weeks. Celtic and Brendan Rodgers has come out and said that he needs more players in the forward department. What about Dane Murray? I tell you one thing, Dane Murray, here's a beer just for you. Here's a beer just for you. Drink. I'll take a drink for Dane Murray all day long. Dane Murray, what a player. It is no wonder. I said during the game that I think that Dane Murray is of the calibre and experience and is good, if not better, than Gustav Lagerbielke. Gustav Lagerbielke cost us just over £3 million. If anyone was to come into Celtic for Dane Murray today, you would be wanting... Baz, I was wrong about Big Dane, lol. This is Del Scott. I thought you didn't drink. I'm having one today, that's for sure. Definitely having one today. You've got to celebrate moments like this. You have to celebrate moments like this. Do you know, it's not often that they come along, but you take the sweetness of the success. Was that a fly? Take the sweetness of the success of beating this lot and sending them homewards to think again, as a lot of people said. Now, I'm going to say a big thank you to everyone. There's been an absolute ton of new subscribers. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and thank you to everyone who watched that video, because it was an unbelievable turnout. The stats have blown me away. There was over 16,900 views on that live, which is just absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm blown away with it. So thank you to everyone who watched it. And I think we might do more lives during the season. Every game. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thank you to everyone who did watch that. Obviously, we do start a little bit earlier where we get the whole pre-match in. And I don't mind doing that. So seriously, thank you to everyone who watched the live today. It was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I'm seriously blown away by the numbers. So anyway, onwards and upwards, as they say. Might get a few bevies myself. You're a bad influence, says Lemon. Paradise Found says you're welcome. No, honestly, Michelle, was lovely seeing Newcastle fans leaving the stadium after their third goal. I hope you were all singing "Are You Rangers" in disguise as they sneaked out. For me, there was so much to talk about after that game, and it's just trying to remember everything. Obviously, the stats for the game read themselves. I mean, the stats is just phenomenal. Newcastle United had 16 shots. Celtic had 14 shots. Newcastle had 7 shots on target. Celtic had 5 shots on target. It's goals what matter. Celtic had 4 in the back of the net. Arne Engels, 28th minute. Johnny Kenny, 45th minute. Yang, 52nd minute. Cracking ball from Dyson Maida. You've got to say, all the goals were brilliant. Arne Engels taking his penalty, fine. Johnny Kenny, the ball out from Schmeichel, quick ball. He's got to be there. You know, you've got to hope that the keeper misses it. He misses it. He's got to slip it in at the back of the net. The cross from Dyson to Yang, sublime. He does that all day long, does Dyson. And the cross from Kieran Tierney for the Liam Scales one, to get us a decent striker, and we're going to score barrel loads. The only letdown was Adamida, who had a wild shot that should have went in at the back of the net late onto the game. That would have been our 5th. Yeah, he should have scored it. Sorry, Adam, you should have scored it. There's been 2 or 3 games now where you've had chances and you should be scoring them. Pre-season or not, this is the games that you want to set up your target for the season. But anyway, pass accuracy, everything else, possession, who cares what it was? They had more possession, we don't care, we scored more goals. That is the Celtic way. The media will see it. Was it a howler? It was a gubbin, wasn't it? Let's just put it one way. Jude Bonner makes an impact on loan. Who cares? It's all about Celtic today. And let's read what the Newcastle site has to say about it. Should we find a Newcastle site? First up, always bring up. Yes, we are. We are always the first to win a cup. You know, when you look back Celtic's history, we've always won cups. Well done, Baz. Celtic, Darth Slaver and Pfeiffer can draw for your crowd any day. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Don't care what people say. Just had 17,000 people on live. Don't care. Believe it or not, after Kasper and Engels, Yang was the third best player on the pitch. Yeah, he was. He took his goal really well. Unbelievable. Great to see KT back. Let's jump into the comments. I'm going to try and see if we could find. Can we find? I don't know if Newcastle. Two seconds. I'm trying to find a Newcastle station that's live right now. Well, it doesn't seem to be one. Oh. Hey. Should we how was the pitch looking after potential? Yeah, the pitch was looking absolutely fine. The pitch was looking tremendous. The pitch was looking really good, in fact. You forget that Celtic had the pitch ripped up. Wait till I turn this down because I've got a Newcastle. I've just went on to a Newcastle site and went, no luck, lads. Richest club in the world. Just winding them up a bit. They're saying that their team looked poor today. Many Rangers fans attended Newcastle end today. Oh, that makes it even sweeter. Seemingly, from what I've just read, the Union Bears were in the away end. The Union Bears were in the away end. Oh my goodness! Hack it! They're just finishing. They're just finishing. All right, let me go. Let me see if we can do this. I didn't watch the game. I don't care about the results pre-season. Right. Is that coming through?
The window shuts at September. Is anyone that we sign now from like now till then? Is it going to be a panic buy? We should have got these players in before, ready for pre-season, so they can bed in, and then when the season starts.
Let me just get this.
That's how I would operate a football club. You get the players in, and then in the ideal world, of course, you are right. But look, if we sign, listen, it gets to August and we sign a second player, whoever that's going to be.
don't know.
Be a panic buy.
Union Bear sponsored by the Bristol Bar. Let me see how I turn up.
But I agree with you. In the last 2 weeks, we just tried. We tried the Relanga the same way last summer around. So
What are they talking about?
Yeah, I mean that just doesn't make us look good.
On the transfers always scream panic. When it's the last couple of weeks.
You can, as long as you do your business and you're good, then you can obviously keep an eye out for the
Go and have some fun on that.
player here and there. You might be interested in
As audience can't hear it.
But not if you're not gonna do that. We need 3 players at least, 3 different positions. You're not gonna in the last two or last week. When everything is perfect and everything is great, that's fine. Let's go to Steve. Strike with Steve.
Everything's not great. Everything's not great for Steve.
Sorry,
Chris. Before Steve says something, I just want Wayne to sing that Langer song. I just love it.
Sing it like I said. Come on, man. Come on.
It's gonna be done in context, man. Hang on.
His name
No
is
contact. Just sing it.
Tony.
What the fuck?
Tony Alanga is like a whip it down the wing, beats his man and whips him in.
What the fuck? This is Newcastle fans, and
Honestly, I sing that song to myself to make me feel happy about this club at the moment.
like, I'm cutting that off. I don't need to be hearing that nonsense. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Celtic were absolutely phenomenal today. Absolutely phenomenal. Newcastle were absolutely terrible. They're saying, oh, Jesus, a few fights before the game, was there? Were they fighting themselves? There's the channel there. Go and do your worst to it. But I tell you one thing, when you see the team that started the game today, I'll just get the team back up. When you look at the team that started the game today, Schmeichel, Ralston, Murray, Trusty, Inamura. Inamura did himself no harm today at all. Dane Murray, absolutely phenomenal player. You can understand why Brendan Rodgers did allow £7 million worth of defenders to leave Celtic this summer, because in Dane Murray you've got a player that is more than capable at this level. He's shown that he is ready to take this step up, not just to the first team when it comes to playing for a full season, but even when it comes to Champions League games. I think that he is ready to be a backup defender for Celtic. I'm undoubted about that. The performance that he put in today was unbelievable. When you look at the middle of the park, Callum McGregor stepped up to the plate once again and did what Callum McGregor does. You know, it's always the case that Callum McGregor is underrated. I'm going to say he's underrated. He gets a lot of stick, Callum McGregor, throughout the season, and people say, oh, he needs a rest, he's not this. But when it comes to big games and it comes to big moments, and do you know, you're not getting a team in England that comes with a bigger reputation because of who they're backed by. You know, the English say that they're the richest club in the world, Newcastle. But I'll tell you one thing, didn't rate them today at all. And you could say, yeah, it's just pre-season and all the rest of it, but they beat Rangers at the same point last season 2-1. I'll take it all day long. Celtic win the cup, and that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's absolutely brilliant. Let me just get some more reaction from the game. I'm trying to see if we can get Brendan Rodgers. There's nothing up yet. I'll tell you one thing, Rapid Vienna, the fact that they're in for Marco Tilio, they can take him all day long. Will they go in for him? And I hope he's not injured. Let's just hope that Marco Tilio is not injured, and he's not going to be out the game for too long, and then he ends up being with Celtic. Let's jump into the comments, because that's what it is all about today. Celtic destroyed them. Amazing. Yep. I did say Murray was a good player the first time I seen him. He's a fantastic player. I think a lot of people give him a lot of grief last season for one slip that he did in the Aston Villa game. He was raging at the time. That's a sign of a good player. That's a sign of a player that knows that he can do better. And it's a sign of a player that has a belief in himself to play at the highest level, and he's proven that. And he's had a brilliant pre-season. Marco Tilio is tiny. Yeah, he's not really good enough for Celtic, I don't think. So yeah, Dane Murray going forward is definitely... Is Dane Murray our next McManus? Is he our next John Kennedy to come through the system and stay at the club for a good number of years? I think he will be. Lanky says it's been a good pre-season. It's mid-July. Our fans are feeling happy. Shame it's not been like this for weeks rather than bitching about everything. I don't think they've been bitching about everything. I think that we're still concerned. Brendan Rodgers will still say that we need players. There's no disputing that. Can you turn your mic up a bit, please? Struggling to hear you. Did I turn it down too much? Did I turn it down? There we go. Is that better? I must have turned it down when I had that Newcastle lot on. That absolute reprobate bunch. What were they all about? Absolute bonkers, weren't they? Anyway, Celtic 4, Newcastle United 0. Absolutely brilliant turnout from the fans. You've got to say there was a big massive section of Celtic Park that wasn't sold out, but who cares? It's a pre-season friendly. When you look at it, it all comes down to the scoreline. Callum McGregor got his hands on the Adidas trophy for the first time. Celtic have a reputation of winning trophies first time round. Yeah, I mucked about with stuff when I listened into the Newcastle stuff. Sorry about that, troops. But anyway, Newcastle are ball bags. I did say the other week that I'm going to forget about the morning. Meant to be a club like no other. Lanky, you're the only one that talks about it. Dan Cassie says, well, I'm going to say talk to you the night. I'm not on tonight, mate. It's Saturday night. I have a night off Saturday night. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Jamesy tells you he was lost hearing test. You're all needing hearing test. And Michelle, did you get your song sung today? Did you even try and sing it? Absolutely fantastic. For me, the big moment in the game was the Kasper Schmeichel kick out for Johnny Kenny. Johnny Kenny knows that the keeper's coming out. He has to take his chance. The keeper jumps up, misses the ball. He slips round, kicks it into the back of the net. Fantastic for him. Big plus point. Kieran Tierney just doing what Kieran Tierney does. We know that Kieran Tierney is a £25 million player. You know, he is one of our own. He's a fantastic player. Dyson Maeda doing what Dyson does. All we need is a prolific goal scorer. And that's what we're still itching out for. Will our little Japanese friend, the newest player into Celtic, will he be the man to... Where is he? We've got rid of him. Yeah, I've lost his picture. No, it's not that one. Anyway, I am done and dusted today. Haha, no, make it happen one day. You'll love it, Baz. Yang, Kenny, Murray for starters. Yeah, definitely. I think that it's still out on Yang. Let's just see how we can handle the Scottish season. Brendan Rodgers, will still say that we do need players in, and of course we need players in. It is a long season. It's a fantastically long season, and when you look at what happened towards the end of last season, we ran out of steam. What we don't want to happen is for that to happen again this season. It brings an end to the home game that we have at Celtic Park. The next fixture for Celtic is at Ajax on Thursday evening. And Thursday evening, Celtic travel to Italy to take on Ajax. That'll be an interesting game on its own. It's never a friendly when it comes to Celtic. Then there'll be one game against either Como or one of the other richest teams in the world. And then it is downhill then to the game against St Mirren. Time is running out for Brendan Rodgers to get players in before the end of pre-season. The season is amongst us shortly. The first game at St Mirren, who will start? Who will be stars? What will the score be? And I tell you one thing, Celtic need to get off to a winning start, because right after that we have Aberdeen, we have Livingston, then we've got Rangers, and in amongst that we also have a Premier Sports game, as well as a game for the Champions League. A little game for the Champions League. A little qualifier. Can we win that? and head on to the riches again? Well, we'll find out shortly. On that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans. And once again, thank every single one of you for who joined that live today, because it was an unbelievable 16,900 people on the live. I am just can't believe it. Have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.